Disney World and the other Disney parks around the planet draw crowds from all over the world. It is great to be able to interact with people from all over, and most people that you run into are kind, considerate, and very friendly. Disney World has several rules to make sure that everyone has a safe and fun time in the park, and along with those rules, today I'm going to go over some of those Disney courtesies that you might not know about if it's your first time, and that's totally okay. As someone who's been many times, I know about the little courtesies that can really help to make sure everyone has a good time. Disney World has a list of all of those rules and some of the prohibited items that I'm going to link in the description of this video. You can find all of them, but one that you might not know about is that you are asked not to use any profanity or not to show any disruptive or objective behavior when you're around kids. That includes writing on your shirt that you know that might upset kids and families, so that's really important to know. Another one that you might not know about is that you're not allowed to wear like a full Halloween mask if you're over the age of 14. That's very important because they will turn you away if you have a mask even for a Halloween party as an adult. Now, a few of those items that Disney does prohibit in the parks: you are not allowed to bring a drone. I know those drone pictures would be amazing, but you cannot bring them on property. You also can't have any of those shoes with the wheels in them. A lot of the kids love those shoes with the wheel and the heel. You cannot wear those at Walt Disney World. The list also includes weapons of any kind. No weapons, folding chairs, selfie sticks, that's very important, and a lot of people ask that question. No large tripods, and no glass containers except for those baby food jars, the really small ones. Those are okay. There are also several prohibited activities, including trying to sell a good or service on Disney property. You can't do that. No distribution of a printed or recorded material, and no engaging with other guests as if you are a character in costume. So that happens sometimes for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. You cannot pretend to be the real character and say, oh, you want to take a picture with me or get an autograph? You can't do that. That's for the real characters. Even though the costume might look real, with my sister's, you know, amazing talent, you cannot pretend to be a real character.
There are a lot of people who are actually mistaking me for the real Captain Hook, and the cast member has had to explain several times that I'm not taking pictures. I am not the person to see here. Peter Pan is the person to see, so we're waiting for him.
Now that's just a few of the rules, prohibited items, and prohibited activities at Walt Disney World. You can find the full list in the description of this video, but I also wanted to go over some of those Disney courtesies that you might not know about if you haven't been to Disney in a long time or maybe never been before. Now, if you're like me and been to Walt Disney World several times, you may have been standing waiting for those fireworks, and a parent right in front of you wants to show their younger child the fireworks and decides to put them on their shoulders, blocking almost your entire view. This is a tricky situation because if I put myself in the shoes of the parent, I want the child to be able to really enjoy those fireworks without obstruction by anyone, but I also don't want to obstruct the view of anyone behind me. So what I would recommend you do is when you're looking for a spot for those fireworks, find a spot with not many people behind you, like with your back against the wall. That way you can put a kid on your shoulders, not block anyone, and everyone gets a chance to enjoy it. That's my Disney courtesy regarding fireworks. It also has to do with iPads and phones. You know, if you're holding up your phone like this, like right in front of your face, and this is what I do too. If I have a tripod, I'll make sure it doesn't go higher than my head. I don't want anyone's view to be blocked when I'm standing there by a camera or a phone or anything else. I will never forget the time not too long ago I was at the Magic Kingdom experiencing Happily Ever After, and someone held up an iPad to take pictures with. I mean, if you're doing that, make sure it just doesn't come higher than your head. That's a great Disney courtesy to have. That way you're not blocking anyone's view, and definitely turn that brightness down so it doesn't get in everyone's eyes. There are several shows at Disney that have limited seating, and one that comes to mind for me is PhilharMagic. When you go into PhilharMagic, the cast members will ask you to please move across your row to make room for everyone, and everyone has a great seat no matter where you are. But every single time I go to PhilharMagic, there are some guests who kind of just sit right in the middle, and I understand you want to have the best view possible, but everyone has a great view, so you can keep sliding across, and there'll be room for you, and you'll be able to see all the magic, and people won't have to walk over you. It's a lot safer. It's definitely worth that extra effort just to keep on moving down the row. Taking pictures of the fireworks on a Disney ride is a lot of fun and can really bring those memories back home with you, and there's no problem with it at all. But when you do decide to take those pictures, please turn off the flash on your phone. There's nothing more annoying than seeing this going off as you're watching the fireworks, like right behind you or in front of you. Please turn off those flashes when you're at Walt Disney World. It helps everyone's experience. And don't forget, when you're on those attractions, a lot of guests are trying to really enjoy it, so make sure you keep your voice down. Don't talk too loud over other people so that everyone can enjoy the ride. If you have a stroller or wheelchair with you at Walt Disney World, it can be pretty difficult to navigate around. During our family vacations together, and my grandmother's in her wheelchair, usually I'm pushing, or my brother or my dad, we're pushing my grandmother around, and it's really important to to leave extra space when you have that wheelchair or stroller, just so that you don't accidentally hit someone in the back of the ankles. This has happened to me several times. You know, it's an accident. Nobody meant to do it, but it can be really painful. So if you're pushing one of these things, it's a good idea to leave extra space just in case. Everyone's rushing around having a good time, but leave that extra space. It really helps. Now, I'm not a smoker. I've actually never smoked before, but if you are, that's okay. Disney has a designated area for you to smoke in all of the different theme parks. Just make sure that when you are smoking, you stay in the designated areas. Sometimes people start smoking in the designated area and then just continue on. It's important to stay in the designated areas just because some people are extremely sensitive to those fumes. Now, if you arrive late to a fireworks show or a parade and everyone already has those great spots right up front, one thing I recommend you not do is try and move your child closer to the front, kind of in between people just because they're smaller. That's not the best thing to do. What I recommend, and it's hard to imagine I'm recommending putting a child on your shoulders, but I do. I recommend going kind of to the back with your back against a wall, whichever wall it is, so you're not blocking anyone's view, and then put the child on your shoulders so they can get a great view, and then you're not, blocking someone else's view by trying to push them up to the front. It's a win-win for everyone. Last but not least, don't forget to thank those cast members. They go out of their way to make magical experiences every single day and definitely deserve all the appreciation that we can give them. Now, I have no doubt that everyone in our Disney family definitely follows these courtesies and goes above and beyond to make magical experiences for their fellow enthusiasts. I have no doubt about it. I just wanted to make sure I made this video so that those who might be confused, or it's their first time, or they haven't been in a long time, can get a refresher on some of those Disney courtesies that make the experience more magical for everyone. So what do you think of my list of Disney courtesies? Did I miss one? Maybe one of your favorites that makes experiences for other guests even more magical? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.